This next section of video is all about being able to say quantities in French. Now, making quantities in French relies on us being able to use nouns of quantity. Some are precise quantities and measurable even, using units of measurement. So let's look at some quantities of things. We have a tin of, a bottle of, a packet of, a slice of, a litre of, 100 grams of, some packets of. And of course, we don't have to have one or a of something, we can have numbers, just like we did with the 100 grams. We could have 3 bottles of, 5 tins of, 6 packets of. Now, some quantities are a bit more vague. We get things like a bit of, a lot of, a little bit of, loads of, a pinch of, a smidgen of. In order to be able to say quantities in French, we need to know our indefinite articles. Un for a or an for masculine, and une for a or an for feminine. And we did that in the first part of this video. And in addition, we'll also need to know the partitive article for plurals, for some or any, des. And to make sure that we can do all of our quantities, we'll need to make sure we revise our numbers, particularly if we're going to do hundreds of grams and things like that. Now, we need to be alive and awake to the idea of gender, but this time it is the gender of the singular container or quantity we are going to use that we need to be alive to, not the gender of the noun of the food or the drink that we are describing. So here are some examples with saying what they are containers of, just concentrating on the container or measure itself and its gender. Une boîte. Une boîte. A tin or box. Une canette. Une canette, which is a can of something, as in a drink can. Une barquette. Une barquette, which is a plastic tray, or punnet, as we sometimes call it, particularly for soft fruit. Une bouteille. Une bouteille, which is a bottle. If you shake your bottle, you shake your bouteille. Un paquet. Un paquet. A packet. Un verre. Un verre. A glass. Une tasse. Une tasse. A cup. Un bol. Un bol. A bowl. Une assiette. Une assiette, which is a plate. And if a Frenchman asks you, can you see the plate? You say yes. Assiette. Assiette. Now we have more precise numerical quantities. Un kilo. Un kilo. A kilo. Un demi-kilo. Un demi-kilo. Half a kilo, which is obviously is 500 grams. 500 grammes. And if we look at grams now, un gramme. Un gramme. A gram. 100 grammes. 100 grammes. 100 grams. Un litre. Un litre. A litre. Which of course we can have multiples of. 2 litres. 2 litres. 2 litres. Now the next step, if we want to make a quantity, is add the word of to the quantity that we have, which in French is de, de, or sometimes d apostrophe. And I'm sure some of you could already say where we would use the d apostrophe. So, for example, a kilo of is un kilo de. Un kilo de. A tin of is une boîte de. Une boîte de. A bottle of, une bouteille de. Une bouteille de. And a glass of, un verre de. Un verre de. And if you put them together with our food and drink nouns without adding any articles for the food or drink, you can get a quantity. For example, un kilo de tomates. Un kilo de tomates. A kilo of tomatoes. Une tasse de thé. Une tasse de thé. A cup of tea. See if you can get what this one is. Un paquet de chips. Un paquet de chips. That's right. A packet of crisps. What about this one? Une bouteille de limonade. Une bouteille de limonade. That's right. A bottle of lemonade. Let's see if you can do these in French by putting your knowledge together. A kilo of carrots. A kilo of carrots. What would that be in French? Say it now. That's right. Un kilo de carottes. Un kilo de carottes. Here's another one. A bottle of Coke. A bottle of Coke. Say it now. That's right. Une bouteille de coca. Une bouteille de coca. And one final example. A packet of ham. A packet of ham. Have a go now. That's right. Un paquet de jambon. Un paquet de jambon. Now let's go back to the word of, which is de, spelt D-E. Now we said that sometimes we use D apostrophe instead of D-E. Can you say why? Pause the video and have a little think. When you're ready to go again, press start. Yes, that's right. When the noun of food or drink that follows the quantity begins with a vowel or an H, we use the D apostrophe. And this helps us to get a flow, because French has to flow. We can't have that jump. So, for example, a bottle of water, if we have water in French, it is the word eau, which begins with a vowel. E-A-U, eau. And if we didn't use the apostrophe, we'd have d'eau, which gives us that hiccuping, jumping sound, which we can't have. So a bottle of water in French is une bouteille d'eau. Une bouteille d'eau. And we flow it through, we make that water flow through D apostrophe E-A-U as if it's one word. Une bouteille d'eau. Here's another. A kilo of oranges would be un kilo d'orange. Un kilo d'orange. Now, we also talked about there being vague quantities, and some of those are featured in your core knowledge. So things like a lot of fish would work the same way, even though it's not a precise quantity, a lot. We sometimes do that to frustrate our parents. How much would you like? A lot. So we say things like a lot of fish would be beaucoup de poisson. Beaucoup de poisson. A little salt. Un peu de sel. Un peu de sel. A little bit of vinegar. Un petit peu de vinaigre. Un petit peu de vinaigre. A smidgen of pepper. A smidgen of pepper. Un tout petit peu de poivre. Un tout petit peu de poivre. Now, your teacher will now set you some exercises where you can practice your quantities. And quantities also feature in the dialogues in the next section of this video. So remember, a quantity is always a something of something. For example, un kilo de poire. Une tasse de café. Un verre de vin. Une barquette de frites. Sometimes we have to watch out for vowels and flow. For example, une bouteille d'eau, un kilo d'ananas. Good luck with your quantities.